Welcome back. As we indicated, shortly we're going to have Lafourche Parish Assistant District Attorney Thad Toops, who's in charge of the drug program, and he's been recently recognized with a national award. And we have some questions we'd like to ask him, and we appreciate him coming here to HTV so that we could talk to him. Also, what we're going to do is go back to the phone lines. Later up, we'll have Canadas in the kitchen, and Stan Gravois will have sports. But let's hear from you. Thank you for calling. Welcome to the program.
Hello.
Hey, thank you for calling.
Y'all have a Mr. Jimmy.
A what?
Jimmy,
Yes.
you hear me?
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That was the first time I called.
Okay, well, thank you so much for calling.
But listen, y'all have some good patients. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
Y'all got good patients, and y'all put the patient where it belongs.
Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you.
And the tale of today, what was said about the scene we had in the Lafourche Parish, I don't like that.
Right.
Because the thing is, you kill, you ought to be killed too. So that's my opinion.
Sure, and I understand
So
it.
I don't understand what y'all. I know you're a lawyer, but
Well, I mean, the Constitution of the United States, which certainly I didn't have any part of drafting, it just and the Supreme Court has recognized that there are certain rights, and we got to play by the rules.
yeah, okay. But I mean, it's so hard to see something like that.
Oh, it's terrible. It's a terrible crime.
I don't know. It's going to be in our place. Homer. I mean, oh my God. I see what's happening.
Yeah, it's just.
So let me call Mr. Jim, and
Well,
and I appreciate all what y'all do because y'all do a good job.
Well, thank you for calling and sharing your opinions with us.
Okay, thank you. I'm from Pivotal, so
Okay, well, good. Thank
I
you.
was very cool.
All right.
Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you for calling. Okay, welcome to the program.
Good evening, Jimmy.
How are you today?
Doing all right.
Okay, good.
I made a comment on that subject.
Now, I know you agree with the Constitution.
Yeah, Jimmy, I just feel like before we rip them apart or waterboard them or the thousand ways a man can suffer, I think we need to dig in his head. This was a 10-year veteran. He's obviously had some problems within his own family. I don't know if he was able to bring in the resources, the funding to provide for that child. We don't know why he felt like that child wasn't getting the care or he didn't deserve to suffer, but I believe we need to take a look a little further with the mental hygiene people and maybe check to see what kind of services he was getting. He may have been denied certain services. There may have been some complaints. I'm sure he's going to have a story to tell. And I think this is one court hearing I'd like to attend and kind of listen in on that,
Well, yeah, there's no question. I mean, and again, people have due process rights, and we want to recognize those for this individual. And but Everett, you're right. I mean, there are always two sides of the story, and I understand people out there because I've got those same feelings as well. Well, there can't be any reason or justifiable reason, and I understand that. But things just don't happen in a vacuum, and it's good if for nothing else, learn what happened so that we can hopefully learn from the tragedy of this event.
Well, I worked 20 years in a hospital, Jim, and I've seen all kind of suffering, including mental illness. And, everybody has a story to tell. But on a lighter side,
okay,
I was wondering what you thought about that straw poll and whether or not Michelle Bachmann and Ron Paul is the two top Republican candidates for this election.
I don't think it's going to turn out that way. I know it did in Iowa just for the straw poll. In fact, I predict that it's not even going to be that when they choose the delegates. But I think Rick Perry getting into the race reshuffles the deck, and we'll just have to wait and see until something counts.
So you think maybe Rick Perry and Mitt Romney is going to be the contenders leading the Republican pack?
Well, and Michelle Bachmann, I don't think you can. I think those three. Now, two out of those three at some time, in my opinion, will emerge ahead of the pack. That's just the way I see it. But you know how politics is. It could change, so a gaffe here or a tragic event or, can change so quickly to where somebody can rise quickly or fall quickly. But if the election were held today, I would think, those three would be the top vote getters.
If you had to predict New Hampshire, who you think of the three would rise up?
Well, I would have to say Mitt Romney only because of his governorship, right next door? I'd have to look at the map, but Massachusetts, as I understand, is kind of right next door to New Hampshire, isn't it? It's right in the area, so I think just from a geographical standpoint, I would have to say he would be, and I think that's why he's considered to be the front runner, because I think he will emerge out of that primary.
So he wins by proxy.
Well, he wins because he's probably, and from what I'm reading, he spent a whole lot of time and money there for the last 4 years. Whereas you got some of these, Michelle Bachmann and Rick Perry, a lot more recently getting that ground support going.
You think Rick Santorum is going to endorse anyone?
Personally, yeah. No. That I don't know. I really don't. Obviously, in the general election, he'll go with whoever the nominee is, but I don't know whether he would endorse anybody before.
Well, we'll have a lot to talk about in the coming days, weeks, and months.
Well, you're right. I guess it's going to depend on whether he's been maybe suggested as a VP candidate for somebody.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, Jimmy.
Thanks for the call. Appreciate the questions as well. Thanks for calling, and welcome to Bayou Town.
How you doing, Jimmy?
I'm doing fine.
I was calling about that case in Thibodeau.
Okay, sure.
That little boy didn't have a chance in life. He didn't have a chance, so he couldn't defend himself.
Well, and that's why age to me does matter. And I know one caller, and I understand the fact that there's grief no matter what age, and the crime is terrible no matter what age. But what makes it, more terrible, I guess, is just simply that the defenseless nature of children. It just seems so horrific.
I got a little boy. I've been having him since he's 2 months old. We went to court for 1 solid year. His mom, biological mom, admitted in court. We went to court in Thibodeau, throwing him in the bed and bouncing that he hit the wall, and he was only 2 months old when she did that.
Oh, wow.
It's like, why have kids to do things like that?
Yeah, it just amazes me that we hear these things. Most people thank God for that. Most people can't even imagine such horrible crimes, and such horrible acts. But yet there are some people, for whatever reason, either they, I don't know the reason. I don't purport to know the reason. It could be a snap. It just could be, just something that goes wrong. Or they could just be bad people. I don't know what the answer is. But there are some people that do these acts.
No, and then knowing the child's handicapped, that's what killed me about it, because my mom was 65 years old. She had muscular dystrophy. She passed away. And when I was growing up, I could not stand somebody, I don't care who you were, that would make fun of her because I go to your face. Because, you can't do that.
No, I learned that as a kid early on when I was probably 5 or 6 years old. And my father gave me a backhand when I was, made some kind of comment about somebody who was less privileged or less, fortunate, say, than what I was. And so I learned at an early age that, you just don't do that.
It's like, I'm sorry, but that guy that did that, the daddy, let me tell you, the devil don't want even no part of that. I mean,
Right.
it's just a sad. Then this, I live in Golden Meadow. Then this 16-year murder case that they just finished up, you know, they got the people that I feel sorry for the family of the elderly lady, you know, and cut off, you know. I'm glad that murder case was solved, you know.
Okay. I
You heard
understand.
about that?
Yeah, no, I heard about it. 16 years. I think that was a great deal, and no question about that.
And they caught him in Oklahoma.
Yeah, right. That was a great job by the Lafourche Parish Sheriff's Office.
All right, Jimmy, have a good day.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate the call. Let's see, I'm taking a break. Are we going to have another segment of call? Okay. I do need to take a break. We're finished with our callers for tonight, but we do have Thad Toops, Assistant District Attorney of Lafourche Parish, who's going to be here. He's in charge of drug court, among other duties, in the DA's office in Lafourche Parish, Cam Movant's office. And we're going to be talking to him, and particularly, I want to congratulate him on an award, a national award that he recently received for his involvement with the Lafourche Parish Drug Court program. So we're going to have Thad Toops up right after the break. Don't go away. We'll have much more here tonight on Bayou Time.